Hey everyone, it's Jamie from BestNerdLife and welcome to another episode of Nerdy Thrifts. Now this is actually a special episode because I'm actually in Spain, in the town where I used to live, and they don't really have a lot of charity shops here, but they have a lot of Chinese supermarkets and other stuff like that. Now they also have, some like electronic shops and game shops and all that kind of stuff. So we'll go in those as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's get going. Alright, so let's start off with this particular game. Now this is in the Habaneras shopping centre in the main city of Torrevieja, and it's one that I've never actually been to before. They've got a bunch of really cheap stuff here. They're going on sale with some deep discounts. I found some Cyberpunk Totakus. I do have the male version of V and also Johnny Silverhand, but I did manage to find the female version of V, one that I did not have. So for €4.95, I was absolutely definitely picking this up. I really enjoy collecting these little Totakus and amiibos and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, picking that up. Talking about amiibo, we've got a big display here, and yet they still sell amiibos in game shops over in Spain. In England, I don't think they do anymore. I think the only way you can get amiibos, like older amiibos I guess, is through second-hand shops like CEX or whatever. But yeah, for €15, not a bad price. Although at the time I didn't want any of these, so I did leave them. But that's a good collection there, and I will probably get some later on when I go back. Now I did actually jump to a different game here. You can see the floor is slightly different. It's wooden here. And again, they've got a bunch of really discounted t-shirts and whatnot. I was going to pick up the Space Invaders one for €4.97, 95 I think that is, but they didn't have my size. They had the XL one, but it was like $14.95 and they wouldn't kind of honour that discount unfortunately, so I left it. I was also interested in this Dying Light 2 t-shirt, but again it wasn't in my size unfortunately, so yeah, I left them. Moving on to the figure section, and you can see here of course that they've got a bunch of discounted stuff as well. Some more Totakus. This one $2.99 from Battlefield 5. Don't have it, don't really care about Battlefield, but I'll get it anyway for that price. €3, not bad at all. We've got Parappa the Rapper, €3.99. I have this already, so I'll leave it for someone else. But again, really decent price if you like Totakus. They've got those weird duck figure things for like €4.95. Good if you want them. I don't particularly collect them, so I left them. Yeah, some pretty decent stuff. Nice Samus Metroid figure there for €15.95, I believe that is. Again, just some really interesting things for fairly decent prices. Now, one major thing I really like about the game shops over in Spain, they still sell the kind of retro, older games, Nintendo 3DS, Wii U. They still sell them in like a, second-hand nature, but they still sell them, which is really cool. And for those prices, especially when you change that over into pounds, I would have got a bunch of these, but they're not in English like the covers. So yeah, I left them all unfortunately. But if they're in English, I'd definitely get them because there's some pretty decent prices there. Moving into the Chinese supermarkets proper now, and I've found a bunch of these onesies, Totoro, Charmander, some really pretty decent things to be honest. I don't actually need any of these, but they're really cool, they're really cute, and they're actually pretty cheap as well. You've got an alien from Toy Story, doesn't really look anything like what it should, aside from the colours and the fact they've got 3 eyes. But yeah, after looking at the onesies, I decided to check out the bag section, and yeah, I discovered this very random Scream / Ghostface bag. My wife actually really liked it. She loves the Scream franchise, and I just think it's her vibe, so she didn't get it, but she was very interested in it, to say the least. Wandering along the sticker aisle section, whatever, and yeah, blast from the past, Hong Kong Phooey stickers. Not seen that particular franchise character in a long time. And also some Ben 10 things. If you like Ben 10, you are very much sorted in this particular shop because there was like 2 or 3 different versions you can see up there. On to the random knick-knack toy section, and I found these kind of blind bag things, some that were already open like the Sonic one, very weird, very strange, and yeah, some Pokemon cards, some fake Pokemon cards more specifically. The Chinese shops over there are notorious for fake Pokemon cards, and also like knockoff pop figures now apparently. I've never actually seen these before in the Chinese supermarkets. I think this is great. I'm getting one of these. It looks so bad. it's just so good. On to another Chinese supermarket here, and check out these, in my opinion, really nice keyboard and mouse sets. I like the key shapes, I like the colours, just the whole aesthetic I think are really good. They've got like a pink one, they've got a blue one. To be honest, I would not mind trying one of these, but in the end I didn't get one. I just think they look really cool. They've got a nice design, a nice aesthetic, by New Science apparently. On to the toy section here, specifically the cuddly toy section, and this is where it gets good. Look at the size of this Sonic. He is so massive. I really wanted him, but I just couldn't bring myself to spend the money to buy him. There's a small one here, but yeah, down below the top section of this aisle, a whole bunch of stuff that are absolute gems, including Tails, which is pretty cool. I think there's a SpongeBob there. You got Mickey Mouse, all that kind of stuff. €20. I don't think that's an amazing price. You got Knuckles here. He's pretty big. He's pretty cool. Similar price, I believe. But yeah, so many things around here I want to show you. Some of these playsets are just so badly designed. They're just like so clearly knockoffs, like the Dragon Ball Z stuff. Got Encanto here. Something I'm not really interested in, but then I saw this over next to Encanto. This is Mario Kart Tour. What are these figures? What are the designs? I just don't know how to explain it. I just love them so much and how bad they are, like design wise. It just blows my mind. It's great. I didn't buy any though. I don't want to waste my money on it. It was a similar thing with these Pokemon figures as well. Like, I know there are designs that are meant to be a bit goofy and more stylized than the original Pokemon designs, but these are just so badly done, like represented that style. Like you can see on the side here that, you know, they have a very specific, like, cute design, but they look so bad. Like, it's clearly just a knockoff. It's great. It's so weird and funny. I love it. And it's the same with these kind of pop figure guys. Like, they're just so clearly knockoffs. I mean, to me, they're clearly knockoffs, but I guess to people who don't really collect them or whatever, I don't know. It's kind of dodgy, kind of shady, but at the same time really funny. Like, they love Stumble Guys apparently over here. I don't know. Like, look at that. That's not Sonic with ring. That's Knuckles in a cowboy hat. Like, I don't know. It's just so weird. Jumping back into the more legitimate shops here, and a nice big one-piece display. Around the time I was there, it had just come out on Netflix, you know, the new live action stuff. So they were really, really pushing the One Piece merch. And I just think it's really cool. Like, if you enjoy One Piece, they have you covered. Slippers, t-shirts, jumpers, all that kind of stuff. Fantastic. I still need to watch it, and I've heard it's quite good, so yeah, should be worth my time. Heading into Primark here, and yeah, there seems to be a lot of figures in this video. That wasn't really planned, it just seems to have come out that way. I was really interested in getting these really cute Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, is it? Yeah. I was interested in getting these because they look really cute, and I thought they were fairly cheap, but I think they ended up being like €7 each. I don't really want to be paying €7 each for all of these, because I would have got every single one if they were maybe €4 or something. Got some Stranger Things figures as well as some Iron Group figures. my wife loves the kind of I Am Groot TV series, so this was pretty cool. But again, for the price, we just decided it wasn't really worth it, so we decided to leave them all. Now this next thing is pretty cool again, in H&M here, and a bunch of Pokemon related merchandise. I really wanted the Mew one because, for those who don't know, I adore Mew. He is so cute, he's such a good Pokemon, but they did not have the Mew version unfortunately, so maybe in the UK ones I'll get one. Some Rick and Morty stuff here, quite a few, I don't know, like nerdy stuff that I'm really not used to seeing in H&M. I don't really go there a lot, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool to have some nerdy stuff in there. Still in H&M here, and a bunch of Charmander socks, as well as some other things like Pac-Man, Squirtle I believe. Pretty decent, 3 for 2, €3.99 each, so I was so tempted to get them, but in the end I relented because I'd spent enough money so far, and I'll talk about stuff that I did spend later on. But yeah, this stuff, I wanted them, but I didn't want to spend the money. On to the last place I want to show you, and this is where I spent most of my money. This is Markt, or Media Market, or however you pronounce it. And I wanted a kind of fairly cheap, slimline kind of smart band, and I decided to get the Xiaomi Smart Band 2 for €24.99. Pretty decent price. Had some real trouble finding it, but yeah, here we go. I found it. This is the Xiaomi Redmi Smart Band 2. Now there are so many electronic vehicles in here, like e-bikes, e-scooters, all that kind of stuff. As I was looking around, I found this rather interesting brand, Yowin, whatever you want to call it. Got an interesting tagline. I won't repeat it because I try to be a family-friendly channel, but it's an interesting one nonetheless. Now, as I was perusing the PlayStation games, I found this, a physical version of Psychonauts 2. This is the Mother Lobe edition. I've never seen this before. Like, I knew it was a thing, but I've never seen it in actual shops. Now, this is apparently in English, in Spanish, and Italian, I believe, on the back cover at least. So yeah, I've never seen this before in real life. So, of course, I wanted it so bad, and I got it. This is probably the best thing I found over here. I'm just so happy I got it because I love Psychonauts 2. And finally, I just wanted to check out some controllers, and I found this Gaming X Trust Muter controller. You have the wireless and the wired version, €30. I don't think it is that bad. I didn't decide to pick it up, but I thought it was interesting. Kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, Steam controller or whatever it is. And here we go. This is my Spanish haul. We got one of those fake pop vinyl figures. We got 2 Totakus. We got one from Battlefield, and also the Cyberpunk one. We've got Psychonauts 2, Mother Lobe edition, which I'm so happy I got, and a Xiaomi Redmi Smart Band 2. A pretty decent haul. I could have got more, but in the end I decided not to, because to be honest I had to cart it all over back to England along with my other clothes and whatnot. So yeah, in the end this is what I got, and I'm honestly very, very happy with it all. But in any case, if you enjoyed this video, then by all means like, comment, subscribe, do that social media goodness, and as always, keep living that best nerd life.